And our YouTube channel. We want to welcome you today. This is our this is our last week in this month, March the 28th. Tomorrow's Good Friday, so it's a good way that we could reset ourselves. We're at the end of a quarter, so check your goals and see how you're doing as far as your first quarter. When you make your goals for the year, are you about a quarter of the way? Now, many businesses, depending on how it goes, you have your busy time. If it's in right near the end, that's fine, but you want to be able to monitor at least a quarter of the way, see how you're doing. All right. So we want to say hello to Jacqueline and some others that have come in to say hi to us, and we want to get right into our education. So, Eric, take it away, sir.
All right. Good morning, everybody. So, yes, Mike touched the point there. So, one of the biggest things we can do with ourselves is to recharge ourselves, is to increase the energy that we have, the positivity that we have. We're all entrepreneurs, we're all in the selling industry. And what are we there to do? We're there to create solutions to problems. That's the easiest way you're ever going to sell anything. Your car doesn't work. Yeah, I have a solution for you. Let's change the oil, or let's change the tires. Let's get you a smoother ride. Penny Lee, oh, I'm sore. This and that. Well, why don't we start making your body move? Why don't we get the endorphins working? Cremita, oh, I don't have positive energy in my office space. Well, why don't we get some live plants in your place? Why don't we get some live energy? Why don't we get some live movement? Jacqueline, same thing. I'm a mortgage person. Why don't we get you the answers that you need to be able to provide you the information that's going to help you best make the best decision possible? I could go on and on and on. So what we need to be doing right now for ourselves, right? They always tell you, you have to work on yourself first. Warren Buffett says this, Elon Musk will say this. Every major person will tell you, work on yourself first, invest in yourself first, and you will be able to then help others. And when you help others, that is when you reap the benefits of that. How do you help yourself? You got to say to yourself, I love connection. You may not really see it. You may be that on that not the extrovert, but the introvert that says, no, I really don't. Well, actually, you do. Every human being needs a little bit of energy coming towards themselves. So if you can just start with yourself and say, who can I reach out to? I'm going to give you an example real quick. I reached out to a client last night. I did not have a house to sell them. There was, in fact, no good inventory for them whatsoever. But I reached out and I said, hey, I just wanted to reach out. I wanted to connect. I know we're not seeing much on the market right now. How are you feeling? Oh my God, Eric, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that, I'm feeling this. We started talking about that. Then we started talking about finances for a vehicle because they need to be buying a vehicle. So we both got online and we had a little bit of fun together looking online and, oh, okay, here's some alternatives. Then we started talking about some other things. Well, lo and behold, on the phone for, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes, something like that, 15 minutes. And at the end of the call, it was like, well, Eric, you know what? I know there's no homes, there's no inventory, but I'm feeling good. I really appreciate the phone call, appreciate your time. And you know what? It was really interesting. We talked about some other stuff as well that kind of helped me, think about this, and that. And at the end of the phone call, it was really appreciate it. Thanks a lot for reaching out. And I felt good after the phone call because I had reached out to a client who is hiring me and trusting me to help them with a solution. I don't have the answer today, but that's not the point. The point is not you having the answer today. That's not the end goal. The end goal is being the advisor, being that salesperson to them, and not necessarily selling. Yes, you're a salesperson, and everybody thinks of that dirty word as a sales. Oh my God, it's sales. Everything in this world is sold. Everything in this world is sold. It doesn't need to be a dirty word. I'm a salesperson and I sell when the time is right. But before then, I'm the provider of information and I can create that connection. So that's the easiest way to contact somebody if you're not a caller and you're like, oh my God, I can't call anybody. Just remember, hey, it's Eric. I just wanted to connect with you and see if there's anything I could help you with. That's it. That's an easiest opening line you'll ever say to anybody. And it's sincere. So that's it. That's your education for the day. If you want to chat about that, if you have, anything whatsoever, I'm always here for you. So reach out. Take care, everybody.
Thank you very much, Eric. Great reminder to keep connection. And that seems to be the theme this week. Mike started that off on Monday with the phone calls. Just get on your phone and talk to some of your clients. If there are many different clients you're going to talk to over a long period of time, just be mindful that if it's your cell phone, it does emit a very strong signal that's very close to your brain. You want to be able to go on an earphone or something and have the phone a little bit away. We're going to be talking that in some of the classes that we're doing coming up. But Norm is also very aware of that as well. He's got an iPhone class coming up, and we're going to talk a little bit about that class and other things. In If you are on pbex.ca, this is our site, pbex.ca, or Phoenix Business Exchange, all written out.com is also that, and it comes onto this site, and it shows a little bit about all the hub of what we do. Member of the week is Mr. Dave Beliveau, our meat specialist. You want to know a little bit about him? There's his e-card, which is an electronic business card, and every Phoenix member has one, in the sense that we want to get a hold of somebody. This is where you want to go. All the information that he wants people to go to, it's all here. And it tells a little bit about how to cook different things, but it's all geared to the industry that that person is in. All right. When we look at our chapters, we have four of them. If you have any visitors that you are our members are bringing in, this is where you want to start off, because these red buttons, they have the Zoom embedded and numbers already inside, so you go straight to the meeting. You don't have to remember any numbers, especially if you get a brand new computer. Nothing is programmed, so this is a great place to start just to get that meeting started. All right. We have our Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday group that are weekly. And then once a month, we have our after hours group. This group itself, if you want to do any bookings, is open for anyone that is part of the weekly group. It's a mastermind group. Penny Lee heads this up, and she does a marvelous job on getting you locked down to a goal. What is your yearly goal? And then we meet every month to see how you're doing, because we care. Otherwise, we just have our goal, and at the end of the year, we're going to find out whether or not we hit our mark. It doesn't work that way. Even an arrow has to travel a foot at a time in the air. You have to monitor to make sure you get to the target. When we look at the special events, Bernie heads up an East Trade Winds group every Tuesday at 8 a.m., and it's an international group. If you have a coaching skill, or I saw Mike there the other day, very smart type of marketing, in the sense that you're talking to people abroad. These are people from the UK, Australia, there's people from India, there's people from all over the United States, Canada, and so on. It's a great group to highly recommend it. It's every Tuesday. Just press this red button, and it has that site already on it, so you can log in right away. This is what I do. I don't remember a number. I just do these real quick. Our Mix and Mingle, we just had this a few days ago at the Hunt Club Manor. It was a great time to meet personally and just get to know people one-on-one. That connection that Eric was talking about, absolutely necessary. I noticed that one of the biggest penalties we give on other humans as prisoners or different things is solitary confinement. That's the worst thing we can do to somebody, is get them away from other humans. And we just sort of go together. We are social beings. We need to have that connection in some way. Zoom is good, and I think we'll always have Zoom to some degree, but we want to be able to connect. And we're going to talk a little bit about that more when we get to the to April. You can mark it on your calendar. On April the 25th, the South Group will have an in-person meeting. Zoom will not be there, but we will be meeting at the River Lounge, just off of Prince of Wales, near Hunt Club. It's about 600 yards from Prince of Wales or Hunt Club. And marvelous person by the name of Marlon, and he heads up that restaurant, and he says he loves our group. He never heard of us before, but he says he loves our group and he wants to help grow it. Our goal is to have 25 plus people at this meeting. And wouldn't that be this change of energy that, again, Eric was talking about? The more people there are, it just has that vibrancy that you're connecting to more people. And more people just means you're going to have that natural occurrence of sales and connection and everything else. And it's a great way to do things. With Norm's class, he's got a class coming up. I think that was a couple of days, or that was yesterday. Sorry there, Norm. I thought that
Yep.
was coming up. That was yesterday. So I hope that was okay. I was busy all day. I got several bookings for clients. I would have liked to make this. I hope it was a success there, Norm, and we helped you promote that. And it's always good to be more efficient on the road with your iPhone, so you don't have to take your eyes off the road and stay safe. Penny Lee has her dance class, and all of the classes are posted here. My feng shui class is on this Saturday. It's too late to sign up because it takes a long time to get some of the things we need for class, like a floor plan and some other things. But we'll let you know how it goes. We have a full class, so we should have some fun for that day. Our QR directory. If you're ever have an event, or if you're in a shopping center and somebody says, I need an electrician, do you know anybody? Or I need somebody that could be some handyman stuff. I want to order some doors or windows. You just never know when the conversation comes up about anything and you know somebody. And that's the power of this group. This link itself has every member of Phoenix on there with their QR. So if this is on your phone, you go to the QR, you go diagonal with your fingers, make it bigger, and then you can scan that. I did that twice this week with different people. And that's what it's all about, being able to have that information right away. I even have it on my browser that never stops. It has my information on there and then a link to the QR so that within 10 seconds I could refer somebody. It always makes me happy knowing that I could share somebody that someone else will benefit. And of course, everybody has your card. It works all the way around. We help each other. And when we do that, we are more powerful as a group. All right, more powerful. We get more things done. Our terms of our sales so far, we're a little bit down. We got 47,000, just under 48,000 in terms of our sales. So that usually picks up in the second quarter. So we're looking forward to that because people like Eric and Wendy and others that are realtors, they that's when their sales start to increase a little bit and get there. We're at 151 referrals so far this year, and all the sales adds up to over 7,200 referrals so far since we've in the last 8 years, and 4.6 million shared in business. Those sales would have gone to someone else. So when we don't have someone in the group, then we have to sort of farm it out or give it to somebody else outside of the group. So in this get together coming up, we want to get a lot of visitors there. I'm hoping to get about 15 visitors. It is a visitors day sort of event, but it's also to celebrate a different hybrid solution to networking. Is that we're all online, but they're one time in the month we're going to get out and just go to a meeting. We're meeting at 7:30, by the way, to 8:30. This is so that we can start earlier. That means we finish earlier. And if you got to get to somewhere so that you're doing business, we can get you out and running and we're done by 8:30 sort of thing and go back to work. And hopefully you'll have some white slips, we call it. And those are all going to be referrals from other people. We're at about 2,000, over 2,000 hits on our e-cards as a collective body. What this really means and why we're really monitoring this is that we're looking at the e-card in a networking perspective. Because if somebody has your information, I have Penny Lee's information, I have Mike's, I have Sam's, so I'm not hitting their e-card. So I've already got it. So when you get any kind of hits on your e-card, these are potentially new people, new clients that want your contact information. I mean, why else would somebody want that information unless they already have it? So this is a great thing. Last year we had over 12,000 hits on our e-cards collectively. We're already up to 2,000. So in other words, we keep meeting new people virtually, and every time you have an email, have it in your email. This is who I am. Have it in your all your posts for Facebook or LinkedIn. Anytime you post anything, at the bottom, to get a hold of me, this is my e-card. And then people will click it because this is international, especially if you are a coach or if you you do all kinds of things. If you do websites, you're a mortgage broker, whatever it is, people still might need you in the Ottawa area, you know? So yeah, hi Steve, glad you could make it. Yay. Okay, so let's get right into our introduction, folks. Okay, and let's start with Eric. Go ahead, buddy.
So good morning, everybody. Eric Perron, your real estate advisor with Engel and Volkers, here to make sense out of the real estate market. A lot of information is out there. You're getting information from the US, getting information from Canada. Right now, the biggest challenge I've got is inventory. So right now, sellers are sort of sitting on the sidelines. Buyers are out there saying, well, I'd like to maybe buy, but I'm going to kind of wait and see what else hits inventory wise. So where am I best positioned to help anybody? Really, really simple. If you have somebody who's looking to sell a property and they need to figure out what they need to do to their property, do they need to do any painting, any touch-ups, any maintenance? Do they need to do any staging? When is going to be the best time for them to list their particular property? Maybe it's a neighborhood thing, maybe it's an area thing. Really all depends. So they need a professional advisor in real estate to be able to help them with that decision. And on the buying side, try and make sense out of the inventory, make sense out of what is going to be your best purchase. The other thing that I've been asked for is, Eric, if I buy this, what do you think my resaleability of this property is going to be? I'm Eric Perron, your real estate advisor with Engel and Volkers.
Thank you, Eric. Good stuff. And over to Penny Lee.
Good morning, Penny Lee Provo, the Dancing Motivator. I'm also the co-founder of the Graduate Thrivers Incorporated, where I teach people about mindset and how to create healthy habits in their business as well as in their life. And part of that is keeping our body physical so that we can maintain our energy and have the energy and vitality that we need to service our clients effectively. So what I'm looking for are individuals that are looking to recharge their battery. I've got a retreat coming up on May 3rd to the 5th in the beautiful Perth area. And we're looking for 2 more people that would like to join us. We're almost at capacity, and it's a great value as well because you're also going to be learning how to eat healthier and some breath work along with the mindset practice that I teach, as well as the movement practice. So it's going to be a lot of fun. At Graduate is where success takes flight.
Thank you very much, Penny Lee. Good stuff. All right. And over to Cremina. How are you doing, Cremina? How are the flowers?
Flowers are great, especially at this time of the year when nature awakes. Flowers are sorbet for the soul, so everybody should bring some flowers home and enjoy them for the long weekends since it's a little bit crispy outside. So I'm representing Langdon's Flowers, as you all know, and one of my rewarding aspects of my role is so far talking about flowers and connecting with customers and guiding them for their needs. So if you have a chance, stop by at Langdon's, take a look at all the selections we have, ask any questions you have. Everyone will be happy to help you there. And that's all for me.
Okay. Thank you, Cremina. Oh, by the way, did you do any BAMs or any referrals?
Not this week.
Not this week. Okay. And Penny Lee, what was any BAMs this week?
Yeah, I spoke with Steve. We've got a project on the go. I also had a conversation with who else was it that I talked to the other day? Oh, Wendy Chung.
Okay.
And I have ongoing business with Susan Ebbs.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Eric, any BAMs? Okay. No. All right. Cool. And Q, over to you.
Thank you, Tony. Hi, everyone. My name is Q, and I'm the insurance advisor, and I'm licensed in Ontario and BC. I help people mitigate and protect themselves and their loved one from the financial hurdle if something unexpected happened to them. Through the personal life insurance like life, critical illness, disability, health and dental, travel, and super visa insurance. So if you're looking for a quote or know anyone who's looking for a quote, please send people my way so we can have a conversation. You from World Financial Group, providing you with financial peace of mind when you need it most. Thank you.
Thank you, Q. Any BAMs or referrals?
No BAM this week, but I will reach out to Sam because I have some question about breaks shortly after this.
Yeah, after winter, that's probably normal. Okay. Thank you, Q. Norm, over to you, sir.
Norm Boyer, Boys Home Maintenance Repair. Nice weather's coming. Phones are starting to ring. So it's time to give us that honeydew list of all the things that need to be done around the house. Right. Be aware that when we're talking about windows and we're talking about 5 to 6 weeks delivery. Right. And if you have a honeydew list, it's especially if somebody's going to sell their house and they want stuff fixed, it's not call us on Monday and say house is going on the market on Friday. We need all this stuff fixed. So timing is everything. So get us a hold of us quickly, or you have a referral, have them get a hold of us quickly so we can fix their house. If they don't know how to do it, don't want to do it, don't have the time to do it, we'll do it. Boys Home Maintenance Repair, we fix your home. Oh, and did the mixing mingle, and that was really good. And kind of did a BAM with Catherine Bennett, which is they do kitchens and bathrooms, full kitchens and bathrooms, which we don't do. So had a BAM with her during the mix and mingle. So that went well.
Okay, good. Thank you, Norm. And over to Steve.
Hi everyone, I'm Steve. How you doing? I have a company called By Media Design. What I do is help people, small to medium-sized businesses, with digital marketing. And when do people come to me? They come to me when they realize that they're not getting the full bang for their buck when they're advertising online. They are missing the mark, they're spending money, and it's not seeming to make the phone ring. And there are any number of reasons why that happens, but usually it's got to do with a scattered strategy. They haven't thought it through, they don't have a plan, and they don't know how to measure results. There's all kinds of things that can be brought to the table. And one of the ones that I love to talk about, I'll keep it short, but video. So if you're using short form video, it doesn't have to be long. In fact, the 15-second videos are the best. They can redirect to something, and you can get people that are in market for pennies per view. In other words, less than 2 cents per view from people that are buying your product, have already searched it before on a competitor's website. So if you want to get in on that action, 1 or 2 cents a view or less, give me a call. That's the best value you'll ever get in advertising.
Thank you, Steve. And any BAMs?
Yeah, well, I did the mix and mingle. I
Okay.
spoke with Penny Lee, as she mentioned, and had actually a good conversation with you, right? And we went over to Marlin's at the River Lounge. So it was a pretty active week for trying to, drum up business and get things going in the group. And I applaud all the positive energy that's happening around this. And all I can say is we should all be bringing, as many visitors as we can. We should be trying to bring visitors. That's my big mantra these days. And I'm going to try to keep bringing visitors myself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, the Marlene is. I was introduced with Steve on that, and it was just an amazing fellow. He's so connected in the city. If we do this to the other groups, he actually had people that we could do the venue with that are connected to him, and they're going to help us as well. Like it's amazing the energies, and this is what I was kind of really focused on in some way, just have this organic growth within the group. And so, the universe sent this person to us, and very, very grateful that because we need help in all facets to try to bring more people in, because we're helping them. They're helping us, we're helping them. Everyone wins. That's it's a win-win situation. So thank you so much, Steve, for that introduction. So we'll see how it goes, and I'm really pumped to see for this event coming up on the 25th, how that's going to really affect the group and the energy of the whole group and all that. So looking forward to that. And Jacqueline, over to you.
Good morning. I was up very early this morning, and I went and did an extraordinary yoga class, and that allowed me to lift my shoulders, take them back, and release them down. It felt amazing. And what was more amazing was watching the sunrise and understanding that some of my clients are missing the sunrise. They're not sure about the sunrise. They're seeing sunsets and wondering what their next steps are. And I have to say, whether it's a sunrise or a sunset, everything in between, it's about asking the questions. It's about learning about what your needs are, looking at what strategies you can use. So as I watch the sunrise and sunset and the full moon and all of that wonderful scenarios, that vibe that all of you have brought to the table, I'm Jacqueline Richards. When you're looking for strategies for your mortgage money, oh my gosh, watch the sunrises with me and connect with me for your mortgage money.
Honey. Thank you,
Funny.
Jacqueline. Any BAMs or any activity?
Only you on Fridays so far.
Okay.
I am meeting with Tanya next week, and then the games continue.
Perfect. Yeah. And Sam, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Tony. Good morning, everyone. Sam Stewart, connectedcars.ca. I'm trying to get there we go, contact information in the chat. Freshly back from our Cuban vacation we had last week. If you probably noticed, I'm a little darker than I normally am, and I'm enjoying that. Anyway, had a great time in Cuba, and back doing some work here. Dash cameras, things like that is my main thing, but also do minor repairs, oil changes, and brake jobs. And right now I'm looking for referrals for tire changes. It's coming up that time of year. I don't recommend doing it just yet, but mid-April, I'm looking for referrals to get appointments set for mid-April and forward to get those snow tires off and get your summer tires on. If you're interested in something like that, or you know someone might, please give them my name. BAMS wise, well, I continue to advertise each of my receipts. I give Alex's brochure for Evolta, and our friend Terry Fraser will be here later today. I'm going to do an oil change for him, and he's got an issue with his horn not working, so I'm going to be looking at that. Actually went to Mazda and bought a brand new horn for him in case that's the issue. Q, very much interested in helping you out if you have a brake issue, and gladly talk to you after the meeting. Sam Stewart, connectedcars.ca, today's mobile electronics without the cost of a new vehicle, and a heck of a lot more.
And any BAMs at all, Sam? BAM, Sam?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. All right. Thanks, buddy. Mr. Mike, over to you, sir.
Good morning, everybody. Mike here with MW Motivational Life Coaching. I'm going to heed to Penny Lee's infomercial tip that she keeps talking about, be very specific today on my ask. And what I'm looking for, which is a great referral, are university students, especially and specifically university students that are transitioning from their fourth year or their last year of university into the new world, their vocation. What happens is a lot of these individuals, they develop a lot of fear because they're in a transition. A transition, begins with the end, kind of like a sunset, and then there's the beginning, the sunrise. And in between that, there's a lot of emotions in the transitional part of it, which are normal, but this can manifest fear, doubt, what I need to do. And what I do and I deliver through my mentoring and coaching program specifically for these university students is clarity. And so clarity so that they can embark on their new journey, their new stage of their life. And so that would be a great referral. If you know somebody, especially last year's student transitioning into their new life, new stage of life, and they're not quite sure, reach out to me. I'll send you a couple of my university students' testimonials. And from that, you'll be able to see the great works and the successes that I have had with these individuals. So that would be a good referral to me, specifically, Penny Lee, university students that are transitioning into their real life. And yeah, so coach and mentor Mike, motivated by results. And BAMs, yeah, I had a great BAM about an hour and a half yesterday with Lana. Talked about a bunch of stuff, so it wasn't just about business. It was talking about life. So it was a great opportunity. And then Bernie and Tony and myself, we continue to do the golf discussions for the tournament that's coming up for Phoenix, which we'll be starting to announce not next week because we're off, but the week after. To have everybody come out. So yeah, so it's all good, but we also talk about other things. So we do mini BAMs within a business meeting.
Thank you, Mike. Very awesome. Bernie, over to you, sir.
Oh, Tony, how you doing?
I'm fantastic.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what do? I connect people, and part of that process is, hey, how you doing? And then going on from that conversation, understanding more about the nature of what they do, and then I try to connect them with other people. They can either support you, or you can support each other. You're hunting the same group of results in the same area, so you can leverage the 2-for-1 special. I also have something happening at East Tradewind. So the call to action, if you're looking for the CTA, is next Tuesday. Jacqueline's speaking. Come on out and visit and hear Jacqueline chat. That's kind of that's one of the things. I end up promoting people, and that's a soft promotion. There's another thing that's happening on Tuesday, Errol Fomata, and he's out in BC. It's on Meetup, and it's free to attend. So there's some interesting information that happens inside that space. I'm going to stop there. I can keep going a bit more. I can tell you a little story. I was moving cars around today, so Lisa could take the vehicle to go into work.
The car dancing, yeah.
The car dance. And so I'm coming across, and I parked Lisa's vehicle across the road, and I look up at the sky and go, it's a beautiful sky. I'm having a Jacqueline moment. I'm not quite zen yet, but I'm getting there. And I'm floating through time and space, and I'm in the middle of the road, and I do a shoulder check over and going, I am blocking someone so they can't go down the street. And going, oh my gosh, I apologize, with hand gestures, etc. But the key is, that's sometimes what happens in our business life. We're just kind of motoring along, and we're unaware of other opportunities. In this case, the person was patient with me. She wasn't honking the horn. She wasn't giving me the hairy eyeball. She was just going, and she smiled. It was all good, right? But that's the nature of what I do. Sometimes I'll do that shoulder check for you and bring you that extra bit of information you didn't know, so you're aware contextually. Thank you, Tony.
And BAMs wise and
BAMs. Oh, funny you should mention that.
Yeah.
Well, you and I had a chat yesterday about Canva. Tip for the day: if you're doing Canva and you have two screens and you're doing a presentation and you have what people are going to see and what you're seeing, don't drag over your presenter view over onto that second screen, because that then becomes part of the Canva thing. So what you do is you drag over your Zoom gallery board, and you kind of swing it over. And what happens is you present the screen you want to present as opposed to your notes. So Tony, thank you, and appreciate that tweak. And that also highlights the purpose of having these conversations. It's a practice run. Here you can practice. You don't want to practice before, but here you can practice and refine the art of the pitch. Oh, BAM wise, Carl, 2 referrals. East Trade wins this week was Tony, Tanya, Steve, Jacqueline, Mike, and Carl. Done.
Wow. Okay, awesome. You're a busy man. Great. And I think we've got everybody. Okay. Yeah, I had a busy week as well with Steve. We were there for a couple of hours at the River Lounge with this amazing man, Marlon, and It was met as part of his family, and like it's just a family-run business. It's the old-fashioned, but everyone knows what they're doing. So it's great to see that. And it's good that they want to be on board and all that stuff for our group. They've actually joined the group. The also had a band with Bernie and with the golf with Mike, and had a band with Patricia. She's part of the After Hours group. Eric Sinego, ongoing business there for the accounting, and Penny Lee did her stepping stones. Thank you, Penny Lee. That was the first time I've attended one of your meetings, and I wasn't sure what I was going to get from it, but I did get something away, and I'm doing something about it this month. I keep putting it off, but that meeting did something. So thank you for that. I really appreciate that, because so you can still bring some good stuff to someone who's been around a while. And gave Norm a referral, so he's got some windows going into my grandson's room there, because it's sweltering. It's right on the sunny side most of the day, and that room gets to be almost 28, 29 degrees almost every day, even in the winter. So we're putting in some of these high performance glass, and we're going to see how it's like. We so good luck, Norm, there for to get that in, and we'll get that addressed. So looking forward to seeing those. Every week we give one of our members more of an opportunity to talk about their business, talk about their industry, then more than in a 1 minute. And today, Penny Lee has scheduled me. I'm showcased for today. So thank you, Penny Lee. I'm always willing to talk, as everybody can probably know by now. One of the things we as humans we are always looking for an easy way out. That's just the way humans are in general. We don't want to do more than we really need to. And when we don't have to do much, then we chose not to, right? But so when we go to a lot of these, whether it's through business and the things you have to do, a lot of us and the masses, and not so much our group, but I see the masses, they look at everything as either something good or something bad. So it's very cut and dry in many cases. But at time they come to me as being connected to spirit, and they have an unlimited amount of answers, as Jacqueline would know when she does her yoga. There's various portals that open up in the movements there, so it's a marvelous art. If you should try it. It also gets your physical body moving, but it does more than that, as Penny Lee's classes also does. But it connects you in such a way that you're connected to an energy that is outside of you, that it's beyond your capability, your head. If you look at the analogy that whatever you have on your computer now, you got a hard drive. You got various files in there that you've saved, you got all these things. But if you wanted to find out the capital city of North Dakota, it probably wouldn't be on your computer. So to find that information, you have to go outside of your computer on a Wi-Fi, that connection, or whether it's hardlined, and go onto the internet and find out. You can get anything you want to find out on the internet. And even now with the AI, you could find out literally anything. And if it doesn't exist, you can show me a picture of that, and it'll show you pretty much anything. Bernie taught me that, and I thought that was fascinating. But the point is, you're going outside of your computer to get all this stuff. And when our Wi-Fi is down, when there's all of a sudden we're really worried. All right. And that's the same thing with us. When we are tapping into creativity, when Steve wants to look for a certain logo, he has to see the picture in his head first. And that's usually how creative people do it. If somebody said, just draw me something, and they're just looking for what they have in their head, it's very limited to find out what kind of things we could go for. So when people say, I want to come up with a company name and a logo, and right away I connect outside, and right away I have two or three things. It's not that I'm very creative. It's just that I'm good in going outside of myself, and there's a plethora of knowledge and insight there. So when I dap into it, it's almost like I do it thousands of times, and it's practice. It's like a muscle. In the beginning, I had a really tough time connecting. I was probably one of the hardest people to get to this business or this industry. It's largely a female-oriented business because this type of work is geared for women that are wired that. Women are wired to be connecting, and guys are not. Like we are connected to things. If you need anything, this is why men, not to put any women down, but this is why men are usually there's a lot more architects than women in that industry because we like to look at things. There's more mechanics than there are women, or more mechanic men than there are women because guys like things. It's again, it's a thing, but anything to do with conceptual stuff, things that you have to bring more creativity in, then the scale changes quite a bit because women are great at connecting outside and they just have this inert way to be able to do it. The guys have to work a lot harder to get to that level. But the idea is you've got to find ways to connect because there's nothing better than getting a connected man in the sense because women are already there and guys have to work to get there. But when you get a connected man, you have a caring, wonderful, thoughtful, respectful person. And when it's not connected, it's the opposite of a lot of those things. Many men that have a lot of things that are holding inside, the things that happened to them in their childhood, they're holding it in. It's like a pipe bomb. You don't do anything with it, it explodes. And this is why they go to these spurts. They don't want to hurt their loved ones. So I understand that. But there are other options to release the tension and the anger or whatever's going on in a person that does it. And if you hold on to that long enough, eventually that's going to turn into a physical thing. The way energy works is that most of the health or a lack of health starts about 30 feet away from you energetically. And the more that you think about something, the more that you're angered at something, that starts to come closer and closer and closer. The only people that can really feel this is people like myself, shamans, people that do Reiki, people that do yoga. They're a little more connected. They see there's something going on with you. After a while, you'll actually feel, the guys can feel that there's actually something on your chest. You go to a blood test, you get all the tests done, everything's normal. What's actually happening is that thing that was 30 feet away is now right on top of your chest or right on top of your shoulders, or it's in a body part that is linked exactly to whatever it is. If it's a childhood thing, then it's going to be linked more to your abdomen area because that's where the childhood underpinnings are stored. If it's something to do with the relationship, somebody left you at the altar, and you were there waiting and they never showed up, they figured, no, I'm changing my mind. I don't want you. So if you take that personally and add that 20 years that you're holding on to that, because of that happened in your chest, you're more liable to get bronchitis, anything to do with the chest. So it's breathing, heart conditions, heart disease, and a whole host of others, because now you're holding on to that. That thing that was 30 feet away is like you're a magnet, and it's getting closer and it's sitting. Usually it'll sit for about a couple of months on your chest vibrationally. If you come to a person like me, I could change that and buy you some time. But either way, if it happens where it's manifested, we can keep working with it after. But the point is, you have to let stuff go. We're not chipmunks. We can't just keep gathering the nuts and hoping that everything will have a store for it. And it's a type of thing that we need to let something go. I always use the analogy, we're not bottles. We're not here to hold all this stuff. We're straws. Just let it go right through, one end to the other. When I feel anger, when I usually look into it, actually, it's not even my anger. It's somebody else's anger, and I'm picking it up. So just like a strawberry in a straw, when you go to Dairy Queen, you just have it go right through. Don't hold on to it. Just have it go through. It's probably not even yours. It's probably your mom, your dad's, your brother's. Something's going on, and you're feeling it, but it's not you. If it is you, then you keep asking the question, okay, what is it? Start addressing it. but don't bury it. If you bury it, anything you bury, what happens? It grows. If you bury a seed, it'll grow to a beautiful plant, as Cremina would know. But if you bury something else and it grows, like weeds, it will grow and it'll have deep roots. And it goes a long way. You can't pull it too hard or it'll break. And you got the roots still in there and it'll still grow. You got to pull it out real slow to get all the roots out, sort of thing. Okay. So the idea here is find ways to keep your vibration high. Eric touched on it beautifully this morning in his education. You got to find ways. Being happy, being alert, being on doesn't just happen. You got to work at it. Every morning, you got to have a ritual. And what's yours? Do you meditate? Do you go for a run? Are you in nature? Do you look at the sun? We have an eclipse coming up, I think soon, and a lot of kids are looking at that. But the idea is have some way that you're releasing something every day. If you keep ignoring your emails, what would happen after about, let's say, 5 years if you don't open any of your emails? How many emails would you have? 10, 15, 20,000, maybe more. I get 80 emails a day. I can't imagine how much that'll be in 5 years. Like you could only imagine that as things start coming in, if you do it every day, you set some time and it keeps addressing and it doesn't accumulate. And it should be the same for your body. Penny Lee's one of the first to say, if you had something going on, dance it out, move it out, shake it out. And there's a lot of really great merits to that. Having that be able to release itself is everything. One of the ways that I give back is all the success I've had. And I'm at a point now in my life that I really have everything I need. There's 1 or 2 goals that I'm still sort of working with, but I'm looking at it as this is a fun trip. I'm gonna be stumbling, I'm gonna be tripping over things, but that's okay. Because as long as I'm tripping, I want to make sure I'm moving forward in the fall. And so that's the idea. I never fall back. So when you look at anything, my way of giving back is every Friday at 1:30, I have an online class and I talk about various things that come to me. And sometimes Spirit has so much material, so much knowledge. And I said, what do I do with this? Like, okay, I get it. I get this stuff, but I got to have a forum where I can share this. And so I am blessed to have people like Bernie, Jacqueline, and a lot of others that attend the class and see my recordings and stuff like that, on the different topics of what we have every day. One of the last ones that we did was if you are in a situation where you don't know how to get out of something, you're in a desperate situation. The first thing we say is why? Why me? Why did this happen to me? And those are the wrong questions because there's never any answer to that. You ask the why questions, you're just going to get crickets. You ask questions like the what questions. What do I need to do now? What do I need to clear? Give me more information, that kind of thing. You're asking for that. So I'm going to tell you a very short segment of that class just to give you a taste of some of the things that we are doing. And if you can't make the class, I do have a membership where you can go on there and every week you get that hour class and you get that vibration hit every time because right after the 30, 40 minutes we talk about a certain topic, we have a little meditation. And if you only listen to the tuning forks in there, you don't have to close your eyes and go all that other stuff. Just listen to the sounds. You have an earphone and you just listen. And that will help you release a lot of the things that are going on. So I'm going to play you just a quick segment of that for about 5 minutes or so. I might have a few minutes. And just to get an idea of what's all that about. Let me just get there. So I hope you like it. If you were to say, I'll give you $10,000 a month. Talk about the what if. What if something would happen that would really surprise you? And that's the thing that we're going to be diving into today. Today's color is, of course, purple. Purple is a high vibrational color, just like this question is. The 2 themes today is faith and recovery. And they work on that end of it. You need faith that when something frightens you, you have the realization that it is always smaller than you are. You just have this faith that it's just on the surface. And as soon as you scratch the surface, there's nothing else there. So it's mainly the fear and the fear in us that it has tweaked. In the recovery, it's a new way of living and facing your fears. What fears do you have that are really keeping you from asking if somebody could give you a ride on a yacht as you're going down the marina? You know, there's this fear that, oh my God, what are people going to think of me if I ask? But wouldn't that be interesting to find out? Wouldn't it be great if they said, you know what, I'm not doing anything right now. We'll just go a quick, hour and we'll come back. Are you okay with that? We're serving champagne on the board if you're okay with that too. But it's always that fear that we feel we don't want to impose. And we're going to be talking about a little bit of that today. And the courage to face whatever it is that is coming to you. And so many times we try to push these emotions away. The emotion of whether it's feeling that we are imposing, there's some shame in there, or we feel guilty saying something. And it's at the same time, we're also saying, Spirit, or we're praying different things we're asking for from Spirit. And when it comes, or when you have the opportunity, we hesitate. And so this is where, when you're asking for something and it presents itself, it's almost like it's unbelievable that here I am with this opportunity. What am I going to do? And so that acceptance is very important for sure. When we talk about this particular question of what if, this is actually talking about survival, isn't it? Because a person that is in survival mode, that is to say that they are in a point that every day they're hesitating to do things, they're fearful of doing things, they're not sure what people will think of them, and they're always going from pretty much moment to moment about what other people are thinking or saying, or what they are perceiving of the same. What are you perceiving that other people feel about you? And that's a huge thing, because when it's reversed, when you say, what do you think of a certain person? And they would say, oh, this person is amazing. And if you were in the background and them not knowing that you're there, they would say amazing things about you. And I said, gee, how do they see it? And I'm not seeing that. And that's a good question. Wouldn't it be nice? What if I could see myself the way other people do? That might be an interesting question in one of your talks. But we talked about this a couple of classes ago on permissible pain. This is the good and bad that we allow into our life that is permissible. It's there. And even though we don't want it to be there, there's an indirect permission that since you're not doing anything about it, it can stay, because it won't leave on its own. If the dog does his business in your living room and everyone's just looking at it, nothing's being done, indirectly, it has permission to be there. It's only the one that says, no, we're not doing this, and actually does something, addresses it, and it's clean. Right? Those are the differences. And so when we say that, no, I would never give permission for something like that to be part of my life, well, you haven't done anything about it. There's been no action. So no action means it's okay for me to stay. This is the big deal about squatters. I don't know if you ever heard about squatters. I know people that are in the real estate business and others. Yeah, they just gave you a short segment. I know it's 9 o'clock, so I wanted to just to give you, a segment there. So if you have any questions on knowing more about the class, I could send you a sort of a sample class, and you'd be getting this every week. It's an hour long usually, and you get it that's like $5 a month. So it's just a token thing just to take care of some production. But every week you're going to get something positive, and in that you're going to get the tuning forks too. So Bernie, do you have the quote for the end of the day?
Yeah. So, and see if I can say it better this time around, because last time I just kind of stumbled my words. To bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune of its strength and burden. Seneca. So level-headed gives you the best response.
Great. Thank you very much, Bernie. That's awesome. And for you, everybody on Facebook Live and LinkedIn and our YouTube channel, have yourself a great day. Stay safe, and we will see you next week. And by the way, there are no meetings next week because with Easter, the Monday and everything, so there are no meetings for all next week. So the Monday, Wednesday, and the Thursday class or the group, they're off. So we enjoy, be with family. And we'll see you in the following week. Penny Lee, who is presenting in the following week? I think I have a note here somewhere. I'll mention it here. Yeah, I think I wrote it down.
East Trade
I believe
Winds
it's Norm.
is active next week. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it's Norm.
That's Norm.
Yeah, Norm. Okay, so Norm, you're on
Yesterday.
when we come back.